So it looks like Nintendo is back to their old tricks. Dolphin was scheduled to come out on Steam back in March. It was announced that a Steam version was in the works, but that has all changed because on the 27th of May, there was an update from the Dolphin team about the Steam version saying that the Steam release had been postponed indefinitely. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. The post here says, "It is with much disappointment that we have to announce that the Dolphin on Steam release has been indefinitely postponed. We were notified by Valve that Nintendo has issued a DMCA against Dolphin's Steam page and has removed Dolphin from Steam until the matter is settled. We are currently investigating our options and we will have a more in-depth response in the near future. We appreciate your patience in the meantime." So automatically, when this went out, my DMs on Twitter completely started to blow up. Initially, when I started to take a look at this, I did kind of get the sense that Nintendo is kind of being a big bad bully, if you will, and they're kind of flexing their corporate muscle around because they have so much money and so many lawyers that they just feel like it's okay just to step in and just take things offline as they need to. But this is an interesting case for me because Dolphin is one of those emulators that has been around for many, many years, in fact. And I would also say that if Dolphin was to be taken down, it would have already been taken down by now. And it's my understanding that Dolphin has been developed in a clean room environment. In other words, it's been completely reverse engineered without any type of hooks or libraries that pertain to the copyright code or anything like that. It's been all done completely the right way that you should build an emulator. And I've always felt that Dolphin is one of those emulators that was developed in the right way, and Nintendo certainly couldn't do anything about legally. Unfortunately, however, that is not the case. And when I started to take a look at this, I thought to myself initially that Nintendo was being the big bad bully in this particular exchange, like they have been, especially in recent times. They've been really just going after emulation ROM sites and just different things. Obviously, the Switch product keys and stuff like that we heard about a couple of weeks ago is also something that they've taken down. They took down Lockpick RCM and various other things to do with the Nintendo Switch. So this one was a little out of left field because I felt like Dolphin was kind of in the clear here. And again, as mentioned, Nintendo was just kind of flexing their big bad corporate muscle. Unfortunately, that is not the case. And I will say that Dolphin themselves have kind of messed this up. Now, whether they've messed it up to the point where I feel like Nintendo needs to go after Dolphin in this fashion, that's a different conversation. I certainly don't think so because, again, we're talking about GameCube and Nintendo Wii games that you cannot play anymore unless you own original hardware and pay ridiculous reseller prices. But that all aside, this particular tweet came from Luigi Blood, who basically kind of filled me in on this particular story, and I wanted to kind of show you guys this in some more detail. So Luigi Blood tweeted, quoting the DMCA, "The Dolphin emulator operates by incorporating these cryptographic keys without Nintendo's authorization and decrypting the ROMs at or immediate before runtime." So what basically is being claimed here is that Nintendo was able to find some keys, some common keys or private keys in the Dolphin source code that belongs to them. And this is, I guess, the smoking gun, if you will, or the kind of the means that Nintendo can now issue a DMCA takedown and take down Dolphin from Steam. He goes on to say, "This is objectively true. I just checked. The Wii common key is in the emulator source code." So I reached out to Luigi Blood just to really understand this a little better. I don't really know my Wii security as much as other systems. I am certainly familiar with it. I do know that after the GameCube, which was pretty much no security whatsoever other than just the DVD format itself, there was really no encryption at all on the Nintendo GameCube. The Wii was a vastly more secure system for obvious reasons. Now, the claim here is that the Wii common key is available in the emulator source code. So I did reach out to Luigi Blood and asked where it is located, and he was very helpful. And you can see here that this is the source code to Dolphin. you can see that these secret keys are very much basically hard-coded in the source code. Now, this is something that Nintendo has obviously gone through and said, aha, these are ours, these belong to us, these are in our copyrighted BIOS files, these do not belong to you, and this is enough for us to now issue a DMCA takedown. Now, this is bad. Now, obviously, Dolphin, the team that manages Dolphin, that works on Dolphin, that develops Dolphin, I should say, now needs to go back and address these things. Now, I've since been told that RetroArch is something that doesn't have these keys in there, and that's one of the reasons why RetroArch has been on Steam for quite a while, because they basically omitted these secret keys. But to be completely honest with you guys, this is a big miss for Dolphin. They really need to get a handle of the situation and address this very quickly. I'm a little surprised that this only results with a removal or a indefinite, takedown of Dolphin on Steam and not the actual GitHub repository, because again, having stuff like this is a big no-no. And the Dolphin development team, I'm sure, are aware of this, and they're probably looking at ways to address it. Now, whether that is going to be enough for them to get Dolphin back on Steam does remain to be seen. But this is the underlying root cause. You can't just have keys that belong to a corporation in your code in this fashion. Even if you were able to reverse engineer those keys yourself, this is not something that you can do. In fact, it's something that what is known as an illegal number. And if you take a look at Wikipedia here, I'm not a big Wikipedia fan, but an illegal number is a number that represents information which is illegal to process, utter, propagate, or otherwise transmit in some legal jurisdiction. Any piece of digital information is representable by a number. Consequently, if communicating a specific set of information is illegal in some way, then the number may be illegal as well. So this is really what Nintendo is looking for. This is what they're going after. And unfortunately, Dolphin will not be available on Steam until this issue gets resolved. Now, I'm hopeful that this issue can get resolved and Dolphin can basically come back to Steam. But I also want to say that at this time of making this episode, at least, Dolphin is still available everywhere. So even though it has been stalled or blocked on Steam, and a lot of people are, saying that this is a blow to emulation. And yes, it is a blow to emulation. It's not the end of the world, because you can still download Dolphin via other means. In fact, if you think of it another way, it was never on Steam in the first place. Therefore, the way that you access Dolphin today you're not affected by that in any shape or form. But I am a little concerned, I will be honest with you guys, that Nintendo they're now sniffing blood, because they found these keys, and obviously they've spent a lot of time going through the Dolphin source code, pretty much line by line, finding troublesome areas, particularly where there are illegal things or keys in this fashion that really just shouldn't be there. But look, for me, again, this is Nintendo just being very, very petty. This does not affect their bottom line. It doesn't affect the money that they generate. GameCube and Wii, obviously these systems don't exist anymore beyond the reseller market. So there's really, I guess for me, there's really no way that Nintendo really should be this affected by it. But for some reason or another, they're really in this mode right now where they're going after a lot of emulation type sites. They're going after ROM sites. And they just seem very, very agitated by what's going on outside of the things that they can control, of course. I just was Googling just random things about the common keys on Wii and Dolphin. And I even found a post here on the RetroArch GitHub page from 2020 from someone called Little Mac123. And they said, "Hello, LibRetro team. I wish to just warn you that if you ever think about adding Dolphin emulator to Steam, Dolphin emulator since 3.0, I think, or sooner, has had copyright code from Wii system. You see, Wii games are encrypted, and the Dolphin devs thought it would just be fine to put the Wii common key on there without any worry. The Wii U emulator does not even do this with its common key. They make you have to put it in yourself when you first load it, it's the same thing. So they're talking about Semu at this point where you have to provide a common key. And it goes on to say, your Dolphin core should require a BIOS of the Wii common key if you ever do, and remove it from the core. It really is illegal. So Little Mac 123, all the way back in 2020, you had your finger on the pulse here. Unfortunately, Dolphin is not going to be a part of Steam, and hopefully that will change. But we are going to leave it here for today's episode. This was just a quick one because people were asking me to cover this story and give you my thoughts on it. I did want to basically just do a little bit of digging and making sure that I had my information correct before, we just throw blame at Nintendo. I mean, look, Nintendo obviously hates emulators. They hate emulation. They turn a blind eye to it, even though they run their own emulators, obviously, internally. But on this particular one, I'm not going to say Nintendo is at fault. I know some people are going to be like, MVG, why are you defending the corporate entity? I'm definitely not defending the corporate entity, but Dolphin did mess this up and they really need to address it, and hopefully they will, and we'll get Dolphin back where it belongs, because I definitely don't want to see Dolphin, get taken down beyond what we've seen with Steam. But we're going to leave it here for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to put a like on it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now.